Hey guys, this is your High Fist here with the romantic video that you've all been waiting for. So as most of you know, Quick Jen and I did a collab uh, about 10 days ago, a week ago, and many Malazan luminaries have hailed it as the most enjoyable Malaztube video ever made. So with that in mind, what we had promised you anyway in the first episode was that there would be more. We had the bachelorette for Quick Jen, and her Malazan soulmate was Grey Frog. So she is now here to play Cupid for me. Jen has been quite careful in curating a list of 10 worthy suitors for me, suitresses, however you want to call it. So hopefully, by the end of this episode, guys, you will all know who Mrs. Ruthenbad is. So Jen, thank you very much for coming on my channel for the first time. I have no idea why it took you this long to make an appearance on my channel, but you're finally here. Thank you once again for this offer to find me some love. So take it away, please. I'm ready.
Yep, I feel confident we're going to find the right lady for you tonight. We've got a good list. I think, honestly, going into this, we all know that Bochelane is your true Malazan soulmate. That's a given.
Obviously.
But we did agree that I would limit this list to females. So I've done my best to come up with 10 of the most exciting and vibrant women in the Malazan universe for you to choose from. So are you ready?
Yes, I am, because as we know, even though you and I are open-minded, Jen, these shows are quite heteronormative in nature. So we do need to stick to those norms, certainly. So yes, I'm ready. Thank you.
Absolutely. We clarified that we are open-minded, but also acknowledge that in general, you prefer women, with the exception of Bochelane.
Unfortunately, that is the sad truth. Yes.
So just like last time, we'll start with a list of 10, which you will then have to narrow down to 5. From there, we'll go on to 3 finalists, and then the last woman standing will be your true Malazan soulmate. So
yep, we did 2 for you, so we can either do 2 or 3 for me in the
agreed.
final round.
I thought it was 3. I've already gotten it wrong. 3 feels.
You had Marpo and Grey Frog.
You get 3.
I'll take it.
So let's dig in. If you enjoy travel, you will love our first contestant. She is known for motivating others to get out and see the world. As an added plus, she will get along great with all of your friends, keeping that bond strong even when you're out of town. So your very first Malazan suitor is Subli.
Subli is Emancipo's wife.
She is.
Okay, so I see what you did there, Jen. You gave me an unpalatable choice, but you've snipped that little Bochelane connection in there. And as you know, I am a sentimental man. So yes, Subli is a good choice. Despite the lack of attraction or whatever, there would still be that sort of sentimental connection.
Right.
Nice one.
She's got that connection to Bochelane, and she really is the reason that they have the manservant they do. And I think if for no other reason, she deserves to be on this list.
And she can raise a family while I do the adventuring. So, you know, it's not that bad when you think about it.
No, not at all. I think I think she's an excellent choice. I'm just going to point out, I used the same casting agent you did, and that turned out well. So I think we'll be fine. I'll remind you that Bidethal was on my list.
Exactly. So, I mean, to be honest, the sort of the list that I gave you was more of a rogues gallery, but I'm glad you found a worthy mate from that.
I did. Grey Frog and I are very happy together. The kids have adjusted well. It's I think he's the one. So it's going well.
Keeps the mosquitoes away.
Yeah, it's really a fabulous partnership. All right, next one is an outspoken warrior that isn't afraid to go after what she wants. And what she wants is to fight and ride men. Play your cards right, and you could be one of those lucky men. Next contestant is Hitan.
Okay, so Hayton's actually a very good choice. And why this makes it even more tempting is that I'm not as dumb as Tool is. So I'm pretty sure I would have handled that situation a lot better, and it would have turned out well for everyone involved without the sort of bit of magic at the end for her to have a happy ending, so to speak. So yeah, thank you. I mean, she is kind of aggressive, which can sometimes be good and can sometimes be a nuisance, but hey, I'm a big, strong boy. I should be able to handle it. So yeah, your choices are getting better and better, Jen.
I
Some bargast babe action.
She's an excellent choice. I think, yeah, it's also an opportunity to right some wrongs, do things a little better next time around, which also puts a little pressure on you to choose her, because if you don't, I feel like a subsequent hobbling is sort of implied. So, I mean, just bear that in mind.
Jen, you give me too much credit. You should know that I would still find my true love and the rest be damned.
All right. Well, you haven't heard all of them yet, so let's move on to the next one. She has got legs for days and is quite the looker in that she has thousands of eyes. Look no further for the perfect housewife. She will scour your home top to bottom. Sweeping, cobweb removal, and overall maintenance is not included in that. Your next contestant is Megora.
Okay, so this is a bit of
I'm waiting for you to spin this one.
I was going to say, this is a bit of a hard one, even for me. I guess the only thing I can kind of think of in favor of Megora is that she's kind of in the same position as me. I sometimes feel like I have Stockholm syndrome with Iskar Alpust, in the sense that I hated the character the first time I read the series. I hated the character the second time and the third time. But then he just kept bombarding me over and over and over and over again with the shtick that I'm now like, okay, fine. He's funny. All right. Like, uncle, I tap out. So I think Megora might have those same problems as well. Mm-hmm. So in that sense, she and I are kindred spirits. But other than that, Megora's not that good. I'm sorry, but
I feel like there's a lot for you to bond over there. All right. So hopefully this is the one that I'm hoping you remember. The next one is a powerful businesswoman who knows how to get things done and is not afraid to throw her weight around. Like big girls, tall and thin, redheads, brunettes, no matter what your taste is, she's got you covered. Plus, you never have to worry about rodents in your home again. The next contestant is Rucket from the Ratcatchers Guild in Latheris.
Rucket, one of Tehol's first female interests in the 10 Big Books. Mm-hmm. So she is, I mean, in terms of her physical presence, certainly sort of something that is worthy of attraction, or Tehol would not have felt attracted. I think she's described as handsome at one point. I can't really remember. Rocket's actually quite smart as well, even though it sort of looks like they're all dumb. She's actually quite smart. And even though they don't realize that Tehol hasn't told his brothers about his scheme, they do figure out that he's the one responsible for it, and that he's just poised like a beast ready to pounce. So Rocket's a good choice. And you know what? I am in some senses a fan of Tehol, as you know, the evil version of Tehol that I propagate. So I'm going to have to think about that one, but I think Rocket's going to get a rose. It's too early for me to say that, but Rocket's certainly a strong choice for now.
If I remember correctly, he was attracted to her in both, like in her real self and the illusion he projected when she was in disguise. So clearly she's got something there. There's some chemistry there.
Yeah. And she doesn't take his shit.
Oh no. Nope, she's a fun one. All right. Next one. She's on the younger side, but I think your love of ruthless psychopaths can overcome the age difference. Her fiery passion and broken moral compass are sure to keep things spicy. Just don't drink the water. Next up is Sin.
So, I mean, I will say this, as you say, it's not really my place to sin, but after all, it is sin.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's one thing that we can say about her, it's that she's hot. As in, she's not just
terrible.
Hey, I embrace my lame metaphors just as much as I embrace my good ones. So I am going to stick to that hot metaphor, but she's had some tragedy in her life. Yes. The only thing that really prevents me from adopting a more desirable disposition towards sin is the final act where she is responsible for the death of one of my favorite characters. So I might marry her just to take her up a spire and push her down. But in terms of a romantic interest, sin might be too much of a betrayal to my boy Gessler if I was to couple up with her.
I feel that. I had hope for her right up till the end, but that was a tough one to swallow. I'm with you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so the next one is a personal favorite of mine. She's a party girl who knows how to have a good time. And her hobbies include calling people idiots and offering to perform elective surgery on herself. Please welcome Hellion.
Okay, so we have our first so in some versions of The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, in the very first round, the bachelor or bachelorette are allowed to present a rose to one person just to let them know that they're going to be safe for a while. So if we had that system here, that rose, so far at least, would have to go to Hellion. You did one of the best videos possible on Hellion. That was supposed to be my video, if you remember. I was always telling people, I even said it on Ishka's channel, that I'm planning to do a video on Hellion. But then once you did your video, I was like, listen, there's absolutely no need for another one because you already touched on all the good points and there was no way I would have been able to do a better one. So she is, I mean, who doesn't like a girl who can hold her drink, right?
Absolutely.
And who doesn't like a girl who's lucky? She is one of the luckiest people to be around. My life has been a story of extreme potential, but not much luck. And maybe a union with Hellion is the helium that I require.
I will say, so yeah, if people around her tend to stay alive. The one potential issue is she does struggle with the concept of twins. So that might present a problem for you at some point.
But my brother and I used to be identical. We are not anymore. So I have to make sure that I either slice my face in half so that I have a sort of distinct scar or something like that, or chop off an arm or something. So one arm is your husband, anyone else isn't.
It's showing a lot of faith in Hellion, but could work. Plus, I feel like chopping off body parts on her behalf is an excellent tribute. It's very fitting.
Yeah, hey, either that or I burn one of my body parts. So chopping would be easier.
All right. Up next, we have got a devoted mother who is so committed to her son that Just like the Maybe and the matron, she has given up having a name or identity separate from her status as a mother. So that said, as a passionate carnivore yourself, I know you'll appreciate her love of red meat. And best of all, after a hearty meal fresh from the butcher, you'll have the luxury of lying back in the bedroom while she takes care of everything. Your next potential soulmate is Anister's mother.
Anister's mother. You made that sound so good, Jen, until you told me who that was. I was like, who is this dream woman? Who is this wife material?
I see the good in everyone.
All right, Anister's, yeah, that's true. Anister's mother, it's actually, once again, an interesting choice because your High Fist is a gruesome man. Your High Fist does like his fair share of dark material. Let's put that. My only worry is though, would my safety not be at risk if I was to get together with her? Because don't they have the practice of killing a person and then taking their seed as they die or once they're dead or something? Isn't that what they do? That's why they call
I'd
children
say a
of dead
happy
seed,
ending
right?
is guaranteed with her. That's how I'm going to put it in every sense of the word.
You do make a good point, Jen. At least with her, I would know I would get lucky.
Mm-hmm.
There is sort of that.
I mean, really,
that
isn't that how everyone wants to go out? It's you got to go sometime.
Yeah. Hey, listen, some people go out in pleasure with asphyxiation and things like that, right? So if I was willing to experiment down that, yeah. You're making this sound a lot better than it should, Jen. I'm actually considering Anister's mom for a rose. Let's keep her to a side though. So okay. We have a few more to go.
We do. Let's move on. Let's see. So up next, don't let her elderly appearance fool you. This contestant is young at heart and always up for a cross-country road trip, with or without kidnapping. This accomplished soul taken boasts an impressive list of achievements. I will add quick disclaimer. My fact checkers were unable to verify most of her claims, but she assures us of their accuracy and I don't know, she seems trustworthy. So your next contestant is Olar Ethel.
You know what? A lot of people hate Olar Ethel, but I have a certain grudging respect for her. You have to respect someone who would just completely and shamelessly tell people, give people this long history that's not even true. I mean, she calls herself Burn at one point. She calls herself the mother of envy and spite at one point. The only thing that's keeping me back is the undead part, is the zombie part, because I do think that if Olar Ethel had kind of adopted a different aspect, things could have been better. But you know what? She is wise. She is knowledgeable. She is manipulative. She is powerful. When you think of all these traits, Jen, she doesn't really sound that bad, does she?
Not at all. And I will remind you that there's more to life than just appearances. I mean, after all, I ended up with a frog, so I wouldn't count her out.
So who knows? Maybe you ended up with a frog, and I might end up with a corpse. So yeah, let's. Olar Ethel is certainly not a bad candidate in this field.
All right, veiled in mystery. Very little is known about the next female outside of the company she keeps. But that company is so extraordinary, so beloved, so worthy that even you have made an entire video dedicated to him. Please welcome Solana.
Okay, Solana is the red dragon thing, right?
She is the red dragon and lover of.
And she's the one who's into Anamander Rick.
Yes, and I felt like as much as you claim that Bocalain is your true soulmate in Malazan, we all know there's a secret spot in your heart that longs to be with Anamander. And so this is your opportunity to forge that connection, to get a little closer.
Okay, so this is what I have to say about Silana. Next.
Nothing, huh? You know what? It's fine. You want to keep denying your rake, love. I can't force you to break down those walls, but we know it's there. All right. So I've gone a rather unusual direction for your last option. This is not one, but two fabulous women, smart, funny, and bridge burners to boot. They're perfect. That said, they are in a loving long-term relationship with each other, but in the right circumstances, they would be willing to share that love with you, which is why your final option is picker, blend, and a bottle of coral milk. Now,
Okay,
before you say anything, hang on. I have to add some caveats. You do have to drink the milk, and there's a strong possibility you won't actually remember your time with these two lovely ladies.
Okay, so you know what? Picker and blend are, I understand, a good choice, but you're forgetting one thing, Jen. Picker and blend knocked out Baukelane and Cobalt Brooch in Memories of Ice.
Oh,
so
shit.
fuck them. I hate them.
I
Fuck
forgot
off.
about that.
Take your milk and you can fuck off with your milk.
Oh man, I thought that was a good choice too. Totally forgot about that. I really should have seen that coming. Well, you know what? I blame our screener. They should have caught that. They didn't. I apologize.
Fire these interns, Jen. Who are these interns?
We'll be having a long talk after this. So those are your 10 choices. Do you need me to run down them again for you before you make your choices, or do you feel like you know?
So let me give you the names that have strongly registered on my mind.
Okay.
And if we can't get to 5, then maybe you can remind me. So these are my initial sort of heart-fluttering sort of picks.
Great.
I would have to go with Subli because there is a lot of sentimental value there. I would have to go with Haton because whatever said and done, she is still one of my favorite characters. And if I could save her, I would. Hellion would have to be there because she's sort of, to me, the front runner. Once we get into the pros and cons, maybe someone else might come up, but right now she's the front runner in my mind. I would have to go with Rocket because once again, a lot of sentimental value exists. Who else did we have? And I would have to go with Ola Ethel, Jen. I'm gonna have to go with the old lady there. So
okay, so
Ola Ethel would.
We are saying goodbye then to Sin, Solana, Megora, Annister's mom, and Picker Blend and the bottle of coral milk. All right.
Especially Picker and Blend.
You know, you punch one guy.
And they sucker punch Baukelane. I think they sucker punch Cobalt Brooch at the back of the neck. And I think it was Picker who clocked Baukelane in the face.
But it's hilarious when Quick Ben shows him up. I'm not really seeing the difference.
Yeah, but that was more of a cool confrontation where the two of them were. So if they had had a proper confrontation with Picker and Blend, and if Picker and Blend had gotten the better of them, even if that's how it ended, I would have been fine. I would have been, but they sucker punched Baukelane and Cobalt Brooch, which is what I can't stand.
All right. Well, fair enough. The choices have been made. So we're down to Subli, Hitan, Rocket, Olar Ethel, and Hellion.
Okay, so let me tell you a few qualities that I look for, Jen, and you can give me your thoughts.
All right.
So I need someone who can respect intelligence and who understands the value of having a highly intelligent man in their lives. So who do you think would kind of give me the credit that I need for my ego's purposes?
You know, I feel like this is an area where subly might be lacking a bit. It depends on how much independence you're looking for, because that's really where her strengths lie.
Yeah.
If you're looking for sort of an independent life, separate from that of your relationship, I think she's a good choice. But when it comes to appreciation, I think that's something she struggles with.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Rocket, because I feel like appreciation is only part of it. You need somebody who can keep up, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
In order to appreciate intelligence, they need their own level of intelligence and to be able to bounce off of you, I think.
Yeah. In that department, I guess Rocket would be the best. I also need a lot of freedom. So Subly would give me a lot of freedom.
Yeah.
What about Hetan?
Hetan's the best of both worlds, really. She's not super possessive. She's, I think, intelligent enough. And definitely knows a good man when she meets one. And isn't afraid to show her appreciation.
And the problem is that she probably knows a bit too well.
Well,
so,
I mean, here's the thing, though, is she was young and single when we first meet her. I think once she and Tool get married, she's a one-man woman.
Oh, that's not what I'm worried about. Are you kidding me?
All right, where are you going with this?
So I was more worried about her aesthetic taste being more along the lines of crop.
Ah, right. Gotcha.
So I'm more bothered about the fact that she considers that physically attractive.
I get that. I think Dave was a little offended that I went with Gray Frog last time. I will tell you that. But the reason she went for Krupp was that she thinks intelligence is sexy, which kind of, for me,
that's true.
Yeah.
Okay. So you know what? Ola Ethel, I mean, yes, it was funny for me to include her in the top 5 or whatever, but she's done. Right. She's gone.
Gone.
Right now, Rocket, Hetan, Hellion, Sub. See, the thing is, I honestly thought Hetan would be a good pick, and I honestly, Hellion would be a good pick, and I honestly thought that would kind of be the connection there. But when I deconstruct it, yes, while she's a really fun character, is she my type of fun character? I don't think she would appreciate my wit. I don't think she would appreciate my vast knowledge of all things Malazan and reality TV sort of related. So am I going for a top 3 or a top 2 here?
So I said top 3. So you just have to get rid of one more and then choose one. But we can go top 2 since I guess that's what we did last time.
Okay, you know what? My top 3, after Ola Ethel, I'm going to have to exclude Hellion. I can't believe I'm saying this, but yeah, this is a major upset. I was not expecting this either. So it would have to be Hetan, Subly, and Rocket. Yep. And when it came down to the last 2, it would have to be Subly. I would have to remove her, right? Because while there is that sentimental connection, unfortunately, Ruthen Bad is an extremely arrogant person, and his ego needs someone to kind of validate and facilitate that constantly. So, and not for fake reasons either, for real reasons. So
you need a female Emancipor Reese is what you need.
I mean, but Emancipor Reese is a insincere yes man.
Oh, they have to mean it too. So you didn't specify that.
Yeah.
All right. Good to know.
I mean, come on. My arrogance does border on delusional, Jen. You should know that. So it would have to be Rocket, and Hetan as my top two. Now the question becomes, so once we get down to this level of intimacy, the question becomes, will I get along well with her family? Will I get along well with her friends? So I will not be getting along with Hetan's family anytime soon, with her people anytime soon. I mean, if they thought Tool was out of line, imagine what they would, I mean, Tool is the most honorable person ever, and they thought he was out of line. So when you put me in there, that is going to be, they won't just hobble her, they would probably hobble me as well. So I would have to sort of take pause. But with Rocket as well, I mean, come on. It's not like she keeps a great company either. And I hate like sewers and rats and the Leathery setting in general. So who do you think I would make a better couple with, Jen?
This is a tough choice. I gotta be honest though, as much as I love Hetan, I think Rocket's a better fit. I think you would think there would be a lot of excellent banter back and forth. I think she would appreciate your intelligence and challenge it at the same time, which, whether you want to admit it or not, you need. So it's good to have someone who's willing to stand up to you as well. And yeah, the whole guild thing's a little shady. The rat catcher stuff is not the most appealing, but at the end of the day, it's her work. She can leave it at the office and come home to you, and I think you'd be very happy together. Although, great. That said, I have to go back on very first thing I said about Hetan, which is your opportunity to change her storyline. So I think Rocket's an excellent choice. If you choose her, you will be single-handedly responsible for Hetan's hobbling. So that's all.
Yeah, I know, but at the same time, you do make a good point in the sense that I would have no banter with Hetan. Hetan's playful, but she's physically playful. It's not it's not a sort of verbal.
No, she's not. She's not a big talker. She doesn't want to sit and engage in long conversations. She's expressive in other ways.
Yeah. Which is fine, but I do need someone whom I can banter with. And Rocket, you make a good argument, Jen. I'm gonna have to go with that. So you know what, guys? With those arguments, I think I have made up my mind. The final rose and my Malazan soulmate. I hadn't even considered this a possibility, Jen. So I'm going to see that character in a completely new light now. So thank you for that. But it's going to have to be Rocket. I'm going to get down on one knee, and I will have a diamond ring attached to the tail of a rat or whatever. And I would make it scurry up to her. Rocket, will you fill my life's bucket? Does that work?
It was poetry. It brought tears to my eyes. I hope the two of you are very happy together. I wish you the absolute best. I could not be happier. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm really looking forward to rereading the Rocket scenes now.
I think this is going to add a whole new level to your understanding of her. So you're welcome.
Thank you. Hey, that's what I was here for. You are Cupid, Jen, so your arrow has found a lovely target. Thank you.
You're welcome. I had a lot of fun. I was happy to do it. And all right, before I forget, can I say the crossword stuff real quick?
Oh, absolutely. So do you want to plug it or do you want me to plug it?
Do you think you can?
I mean, as in, so let me just mention that.
I want to hear your plug.
So I was just going to say, so Jen and Biggest Bad, two of our sort of luminaries in the Discord server, on Ishkar Jarab's Discord server. They now have this crossword game thing that they're doing. And Jen, there's even a separate channel for it, right? And a separate website for it.
So there's a Discord channel and then a tab on the Unabridged Burners website that has all of the puzzles. We've been doing one book every week, and we are up to The House of Chains just went live this week. We're working on Midnight Tides right now. So Rocket is one of the answers.
For those of you who like crosswords and stuff, you have to check this out, because everybody who's played it has told me that they had a great time, because some of the answers I hear are quite funny as well. That the way you guys have done it, what the answers would be, I hear they are quite funny as well. So guys, check it out. I will put a link for the crossword on the video description or whatever. How many people have played it so far, Jim?
So the first one's had the most, because I think that's where most people start is with Gardens of the Moon, obviously, and then that one I believe has had 600 downloads, so not bad. When we first did this, we were like, oh, maybe a couple people will find it interesting, and so we've had a really good response and having a lot of fun with it. And
you were telling me that you hope at least 10 people would like it.
Yeah, I like to keep my expectations low, so we went past the 10 by a few hundred.
Okay, and hopefully sooner or later more people will jump on it as well, because I strongly feel that something like this will appeal to fans who might not be looking for Malazan videos, who might not really be on Discord and all that. So there's an entire community of Malazan fans out there who don't really interact with us because they're not into this kind of stuff. But I'm sure many of them would be into sort of crosswords and things like that. So yeah, guys, please check it out. It's extremely fun. They are on book 5 right now. And so how long do you think it's going to take you guys to get to the last one?
We've been doing one a week, so we should be, we're halfway through next week, and then 5 more weeks after that, and then we'll see where we go from there.
Okay, so by early next year, we're probably going to have the entire set complete then. It's going to be awesome. So Jen, thank you for coming on to my channel, for honoring the Ruth and Bat platform with your presence. So guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. As you know, Rocket is Mrs. Ruth and Bat now. So when you do reread the series, please make sure you stay away from her. Your High Fist does not enjoy competition. So behave, guys. And thank you. We'll see you soon.